Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another manga chapter review. Finally, we're doing more manga chapter reviews, and I'm excited for that. Today, we're going to be going over Suicide Girl, and this is going to be on the second chapter of Suicide Girl. I started this review a few months ago, and I really just dropped it because I wasn't sure if the theme was too dark. So I gave it a try again, read the second chapter. I really like the second chapter. I like the message it's going with, and we'll talk about it just a bit. So, before anything, if you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love to it by liking, commenting, and sharing this video. That helps so much. You guys can always also check out my social media or how to buy cheap anime or manga. If you're looking for manga, check out the link in the description below, and that will definitely help you guys out. Okay, Suicide Girl, like I said, it revolves around the topic of suicide, which, again, I don't like to approach that topic too much just because it is very sensitive and can trigger people. So before even I continue with the story, if you are triggered by this topic of suicide, I would advise you just stay away from this video, stay away from the actual manga itself, because it does talk about the topic quite a bit. So you've just been warned. It's out there. We follow the story of Kirari, and Kirari, in the first chapter, essentially, she tried to commit suicide. She couldn't. She tried multiple times after that, and then she realized that she couldn't kill herself. And then, because she went to this cafe, she essentially was giving the powers to save people who want to commit suicide. And she tried to save this one little girl, and the little girl still jumped from the train, and that's kind of how the first chapter ended. So Kirari now is talking to the manager of the cafe, and we don't know the manager's name. At least I don't think so, because she just calls the manager. So anyways, Kirari is talking to the manager, and the manager essentially is explaining to her what's going on. And Kirari has she's been given the ability to save people from committing suicide. And then the manager goes on explaining how there is demon creatures in this world that exist that are called phobias, and not like a phobia, afraid of something, but just phobias is what they call them. And essentially they attach to people so much that they eventually make them commit suicide, right? They bring the worst out of them so that they can come to a point of breaking and just committing suicide, killing themselves. And her job is not to save particularly the people from themselves, but destroy the phobias. So Kirari remembers back, and we didn't see it in the first chapter, we didn't know what it was, but remember that when the girl jumped, she did see a strange demon-like lady within the crowd. So then the manager finally tells her, well, your mission is not quite done, because again, your whole mission was not to save the girl per se, is to destroy this phobia. So she kind of asked, like, okay, well, where's this phobia? How do I find it? And he's like, well, they usually stay around their victims so that they can attach themselves to someone else. And in this case, the perfect person would be her mother, because she already has regrets and all these thoughts going through her head because of the death of her own daughter. So she goes and fights this phobia. Now, where does she get her energy from fighting this phobia? Well, we see a little flashback of Kirari's past. Why does she want to commit suicide, and where does she get the strength to fight these demons? And that is because Kirari at one point was asked by a boy in her high school years, Tayu, to marry her, and she was excited. She was all giddy about it, and she liked him. They were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they were together for their high school years. Well, Tayu at one point committed suicide, and Kirari was heartbroken completely. So she decided that at a certain age, I believe it was 16 or 18, she was gonna commit suicide and go to the afterlife to live with Tayu. And that basically is what's driving her to do what she's doing. I know it's a little crazy of her to do that, but that's essentially why she wants to commit suicide, and really why it's fleeing her to kill these, because now she understands that her fiance per se, was attached or had a phobia attached to him and was really being fed by this demon to commit suicide. So anyways, back to the story itself. She goes and fights this this demon, and she ends up finding a way to become a basically a magical girl to defeat the demon, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good section. I'm not gonna ruin it. So it ends with her actually going a day back to the past, and the girl that committed suicide actually regretting it and running back to her mother. And it's funny, her mom is like nagging at her, and the little girl like slaps her mom. She makes her understand, like, hey, these things are making me want to commit suicide. So like they kind of talk about the things, and it kind of ends in a little nice little ribbon, little cute. Okay, the girl didn't die. So I don't know. It maybe is not the best way to end the chapter itself, because you know it didn't hook me for the next chapter, and the girl that we thought had died in the first chapter is not dead. So but personally, again, because it is a suicide topic, I personally prefer it this way. I did like the whole story behind it. There is quite a bit of chapters. I think there's about 20 plus chapters on this series already out, so I'm going to try my best to continue reviewing as much as possible. As long as I get at least 50 views on these videos, I'm going to continue doing Suicide Girl. That's kind of where my goal is with these manga chapter reviews at this point, is if they get at least 50 views, I'll continue the series and stuff like that. So this is definitely one of them that I'm deciding to continue. I personally think it's a good story. I'll probably give it a try, 5 more chapters, and then decide if I should continue or not here on my channel. But I definitely will finish it, even if I don't continue reviewing it in my channel. I want to give a chance to other manga, that will actually track some views here. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you have not done so by now, subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. And guys, see you guys next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.